Coming up right now, a sleepy Connecticut town is rocked by an alleged drug-dealing pastor.
Also coming up, a woman refuses to tip on a 7-hour hair appointment. Is she right or is she in the wrong?
A little bit later on, some of you will be really sad about this because a brewer was sent flying across the shop floor after a tank explodes.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. And don't worry, folks, this is my last day of February when we have 29 days jacket. So you'll not see this for another 4 years.
Really? Oh, I love this jacket.
It takes that long for folks to adjust their eyes to it.
Forget it?
Yeah. And somebody was commenting, I have pants that match these.
I was going to say, do you have the full suit?
It's a whole suit thing. I should have went with the vest as well. I was thinking about taking it to Matt's wedding. Matt, how's the wedding planning coming along?
You know what? It's been interesting, the people that show up, and I'd like to say we have great security here at the studios because my best man's mom, Pam Storm, just showed up because she's watching his kids for the wedding, so she wanted to give me a gift now. So she's just waiting in our dressing room when I walked in. I'm like, did I miss something? Is she a guest or something?
He just walked in. He's like, how you doing? Hey, what are you doing here?
Did she record a stinger for us? Like, hi, I'm Matt's friend's mother, and
Pam Storm.
I remember, and she goes, I remember when Matt was running around in diapers, is what she told me. Is that the case?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I go, well, I saw him last weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
was he wearing diapers last weekend?
Running around.
I mean, I didn't want to miss anything.
Good.
It's like the Times Square thing. You wear the diapers because, you're locked in an area for hours.
Sense.
And, of course, you guys were at the concert. I saw an article saying, do you freeze your denim jeans? Have you ever heard of freezing denim?
I've not,
To kill the odor and the bacteria, some people put their denim in the freezer because they're saying the cold temperatures kill the odors and the bacteria. Now, the experts have weighed in and said, it might kill some of the stuff, but your best bet is to really put them in the washer.
And now your potato salad's going to smell like,
That's my thing. I'm like, if you're putting your clothes in the freezer, then that needs to be the only thing you put in the freezer.
I agree with you. And blue jeans, a lot of people don't realize that blue jeans are not supposed to be washed all the time. When they were first invented, they were made because they could last longer, and sometimes people would not wear them for months, or wash them for months and wear them. So that's interesting about freezing.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
I don't ever want to.
No.
I want my Levi's, normal.
If I open up the freezer, I want to see ice cream and frozen fruit. I don't want to see denim jeans.
And shrinkage has a lot to do with jeans sometimes.
True.
When you put jeans on, they don't fit, and then you have to work your way into it. Imagine that. This story, it's waiting for either a Lifetime or A&E, somebody to do a whole series about this. Allegations out right now involving a reverend who's actually been accused of hustling drugs at a church. Police say 63-year-old Herbert Irving selling crystal meth, not just like, Adderall or anything. There he is.
That looks about right.
This is him doing Sling Blade. Anyway,
he was Walter White.
Yeah, he is Walter White. No, you're right. Anyway, he's given the crystal meth to patrons at his Connecticut church. Some of his clients refer to him as Speed, Ice, or Dunk, No Dose, White Cross. I mean, talk about your happy last supper, am I right? According to the report, undercover cops collared, his worship hustling this stuff from a car, and the car had no registration, no insurance. He was on a mission from God, but he still was jailed and released on a $10,000 bond. I cannot remember, but there was a show as I was reading this, which was a guy who, I don't think he was a drug dealer, but he was a criminal, and he posed as a pastor. I could totally see this life imitator.
It was Ozark.
Ozark, there you go. Yeah, I knew there was something like that.
They
Okay.
were on a boat in the water,
That's
and
it.
and inside the Bibles that he was handing out had the drugs.
Thank you, Jackson.
Yeah,
Always there for me.
Ozark, yeah. All right. Well, in the latest kerfuffle over U.S. tipflation, a content creator named Justice has revealed that she did not give a gratuity to her hairstylist after getting her locks braided. Take a look.
For reference, this was $350 to get done. These are small, knotless, and this is a French curl braid. That averages out, took her 7.5 hours, $46 an hour. minus the cost of hair, so we'll just round it down to $40 an hour. She didn't have to commute. She's not paying any extra overhead because she works from home. I think that that's a really good price. How many people are making $40 an hour? I want to also add that I had to go to the ATM, which is the most inconvenient method of payment, to go get the exact amount of cash that I need for the appointment. I also had to come washed, conditioned, and blow dried. And I was the one that had to do the commuting. This is no shade, no tea, no nothing. This was the most comfortable braiding experience I've ever gotten. She was the best braider I've ever had, and I will definitely be going back to her.
So the Chicago-based woman argued that forking over $350 for the 7-hour service was already enough. I kind of see her point here. I mean, it's expensive to do that kind of job, but however, tips are always kind of implied anytime you go to the salon. But if you think about a 20% tip on a $350 hair appointment, that's an extra $70 right there.
I always see, first off, well, guess what? She's not going to be able to go back to the same person because, so if she loves it, well, good luck. That's one person you always are nice
Don't want to
because they
upset.
can make you look really bad.
That's true.
And I've had that done. I always make sure you tip them, especially if they don't own the salon. I mean, and you think about it, that was 7 hours, $350. This lady probably could have made more than that. By doing 5 or 6 different people throughout the day. So we have to keep in mind that she is giving a day, really a whole day to this woman to make sure that her hair looks great.
And I guess some would argue, look, if you can't afford to tip, then maybe the service is too expensive and you should maybe think about getting something else done or consider a lesser service that doesn't require as much time.
You poor women. I listen, I mean, and we go in and we're just like, we're in and out. 10 minutes, and that's me talking to him too. 10 minutes in and out.
I wish that was my life at the hair
Leah's
salon.
like 3 hours every time she goes.
It's
a minimum of 3.
You just get ready for it.
Yeah.
And be ready to, well, for the ladies, and I know like when weaves are involved, I know black women it's a whole day thing. I've heard
sometimes
talk to
2 days, depending on how intense it is.
They look great. Not gonna lie,
Beautiful.
they look wonderful. But keep in mind, it costs money.
It's a time and a cash commitment.
Yeah, think of that. A Minnesota brewer was not a baseball player, but an actual Minnesota brewer. Actually, was flying. I'm thinking Milwaukee brewer.
Anyway, it's okay.
Totally messing that up. Anyway,
Twins. Minnesota Twins.
He was actually sent flying across the room after a tank exploded and it all streamed beer all directly onto his chest. It's almost as if it's like a cartoon. Employee identified as Brendan, checking the valve, beer suddenly shot out of the hole. You're watching this right now, knocking him to his back. Brennan, he was drenched by an IPA, quickly jumps back up and tries to plug the hole as the beer continues to gush out onto the floor. The brewery aptly renamed the New England brew Blowback, even though the video doesn't show what happened next. The company said that Brendan was not hurt. He's doing just fine. And this would be a great bachelor party experience for sure. Think about that.
God bless him, he was able to walk away from that.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he could have got much worse.
Yeah.
A young Washington girl has broke the Guinness World Record when she wore 45 sweaters. Her name, Sophia Hayden. She pulled on each sweater individually and had to pull each garment down to her waist before moving on to the next item, all to comply with Guinness's World Record rules. She also had to ensure none of the sweaters were ripped and any damage to the sweater could not count towards her final total. She eventually did break the record for the most sweaters worn at a time. The sweaters used in the attempt were actually donated to charity as well. Guess what? We like to always take our challenge as well. So we have Matt, who has brought in his sweater collection, which is not a big collection. We live in Florida, so it's not necessarily happen. We're going to see how many you can get on in 30 seconds.
So it's got to be the whole, I got to do the whole deal here. So, all right.
The whole deal all together. And is there a normal way you guys put on sweaters? Or
I go head, then arms.
Okay.
Oh, you go head and then arms.
Yeah.
Okay, I do arms and then head. Okay.
All right, so we're going to put the stopwatch 30 seconds
30
each.
seconds?
Good luck,
Okay.
Matt. And you will tell us when to go, and we'll give you 30 seconds.
You ready?
Yep.
On your marks, get set, go.
All right, takes it off. So he is going through the head, as you can see.
Okay.
Matt, you have to push it.
Okay,
if
there's
you're going to get
one.
these on, there's one. Push
And
it
how
back.
many seconds are we?
And we're at 7
seconds.
seconds in, Matt, and then a
8
nice
seconds, 9 seconds.
horizontal stripes.
Okay,
Matt,
oh,
you've
he's
got
going
this.
for
Keep
the-
it going.
going
You've
for
got
the
this.
head. Okay. And
It's
the
harder
sleeve,
than
it
you
is hard. And especially when you're layering.
20 seconds. You got 10
20
seconds, Matt.
seconds.
All right.
You might get a third one on.
All right, now he goes to the Cosby sweater. He's going with the comment.
Sweet sweater.
It's like, get him on in the physical fathom, and then they'll fall
goodness.
asleep. And then he's lost. He
He's
got
lost.
lost in his head. 35, 36. We'll take it to 40 seconds. And our time. We got, what, 2.5? 1.5.
He's got 1.5. I don't think that second one counts, Mitch. 'cause
Is it?
It's not
I
all
don't
the
think
way.
you're right now. I think so. 1.5
If
altogether.
If Guinness were involved, they'd say that's a no-go.
I feel, yeah, man. I feel bad because that's how you put your clothes on.
He looks like a 5-year-old.
I know. I've done just that. You're right. All right, Matt, we'll give you time to take all of those off. We'll also head to break. We'll actually going to be talking a little bit later on about how you can really better your mind all through meditation. It's more important and more actually needed in this day and age than you realize. All that's coming up in just a second.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. Hey, welcome back, everybody. You know, meditation has been shown to help people of all ages deal with stress and even actually create a sense of calm, right? New study out actually revealing that meditation can actually significantly improve the well-being of older adults. So joining us right now to talk about these benefits is yoga instructor and life coach, Radha Metro Mitkiv. Hello there.
Hi.
Welcome to our show. You look nice and relaxed.
I am relaxed all the time.
I love this. When I think of meditation, because I'm, now that I've learned a little bit more about it, but before
You've grown
I've grown
older.
older. Thank you. Most people when they think of meditation, they're thinking they got to wear linen and cross their legs and sit in a room and hit bowls and stuff like that. That's not necessarily the case, right? I mean, meditation. What is it overall, and what does it do for us?
Yeah, what I love about meditation is it's so simple and easy, and you can do it kind of anywhere, anytime. I mean, I live in New York City. The subway is a great place to meditate. You just kind of, you're writing and you just close your eyes and start repeating, whatever sort of mantra or positive thought you want to repeat, and you can do it anywhere. I was just reading a study the other day. I love that you brought up this study because they were saying that if you start to have memory issues, one of the things you really need to start avoiding is multitasking.
Oh, really?
I do a lot of multitasking.
Wow.
And they were saying that the cure for multitasking is actually mindfulness meditation.
Okay, and explain what mindful meditation is. And then since we've been talking about it, how is this helping older individuals? Because, we're the ones that actually forget. My hand in the heavens, I was walking in the back there, and I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here? So would meditation help me?
multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking, 100%. Yeah.
Mitch, I totally feel you. I'm 51 and I've started to notice my memory is not quite what it used to be.
Right.
I know I have a little ways to go before retirement, but I still, even for me, who has been doing this work for my whole life, I really find that even I fall into like habits of, multitasking. So the key is when your mind is going in all these different directions, right? We start to our short-term memory has issues retaining what it needs to retain.
Okay.
And so what they're saying is if we can practice this mindfulness meditation, then we can actually focus our minds and improve our short-term memory. So the simplest thing to do is just pick one word, one phrase, one thing, and just keep repeating it. And when your mind kind of wanders off to doing something else, what you're going to do is you're going to bring it back to that one phrase. In integral yoga, we use the phrase Om Shanti.
Om.
This actually means Om peace.
Okay.
And they also are doing a lot of studies on how sounds can actually affect your nervous system. So that's why we pick some kind of mantra like Om Shanti, because when you actually say Shanti, you actually create vibrations in your body that actually can affect calming your nervous system and focusing your mind.
Interesting.
What about, we're talking about, kind of memory and emotional benefits, but what about the physical health benefits to meditation?
So the physical health benefits are amazing because you actually can calm down the nervous system. You can lower your blood pressure. You can affect even things like cholesterol. They know that high cholesterol is related to stress.
Wow.
And so when our minds are going crazy and we're thinking all these stressful thoughts, one thing that people don't realize is you can actually control what you think. And so when we actually practice these mindfulness meditation techniques, we're actually training our mind to come back and think what we want it to think as opposed to thinking what it wants to think. And when we train it to think thoughts that are positive and supportive, we actually release chemicals into our body like dopamine, serotonin, all of these things we use for antidepressants, but we can actually release those into our bodies through doing the meditation practice.
That makes complete sense. And it seems like anything that's where it's getting you to concentrate on your being, just your being altogether, it's got to be beneficial for you. A lot of people, as I mentioned earlier, think, you got to get linen pants and cross your legs, but actually, and incense on.
Gongs,
right,
the
and
whole
all of
shebang.
that good stuff. But are there simple exercises that maybe seniors or maybe even like us, we can actually do at home that coincide with what you're speaking about?
Yeah, so one of the things I like to do before I start my meditation is just to do like a quick little stretch.
Okay.
And one of the things about this particular stretching sequence is that we can actually start to reverse the stress response just by doing this sequence. And so all it involves is a backward bend, a forward bend, and a twist. So I'm just going to push my
Okay.
camera just a little bit away from me.
All right.
And we're going to just reach up. So I want you guys to do this with me. Reach up to the sky. And I want you to just lean back in your chair.
Oh,
look
yeah.
up. Yo,
Hallelujah.
and then we're going to bend forward. You're kind of going to not see me for a minute, but you're going to bend forward and just feel that stretch in your lower back, then coming back up. And we're just going to twist around. So you're going to twist around, grab kind of the back of your chair, twist, look over your shoulder.
Our chairs
Look at you
move.
guys, twisting.
Twist.
Well, don't let your chair move.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cheating, Mitch. You don't get to have your chair do the work for you.
caught you.
And then come back to center. And just doing that simple exercise can already start to reverse your stress response in your body. And then you're primed for meditation. And for meditation, all you have to do, sit still, close your eyes, just start repeating Om Shanti or Om
Shanti.
Peace, whatever feels good to you.
About serenity
And just
now.
repeat it. Serenity now. Oh my gosh, Mitch, that's one of my favorites.
Mine too. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm messing up the mojo here. I'm sorry. Okay.
Here's the thing.
Serenity now is perfect. Serenity now. Serenity now.
If I start to meditate, though, all of a sudden I find myself doing a grocery list, and I've got 100 other things I've got to do, so I can't quite stay
Yeah.
on the track.
Well, which goes back to the multitasking.
Yeah.
What you're saying, it makes complete sense. Just don't do that when you're driving, because here on I-4 is very stressful. I love these ideas.
Definitely not when you're driving.
It's just small
And just
little
to
things.
speak to you, yeah. So when your mind starts to wander, you don't have to resist it. All you have to do is just gently bring it back to what you're repeating.
Oh, okay.
And so if you resist it, then it causes more stress and like pushing against your mind. You don't want to resist it. You just want to say gently, like a little dog or animal.
Got it.
Come back over here gently.
Rada, thank you so much. More information, yogaville.org. I feel less stressed just speaking to you, and I'm going to do more of those little things. Palms.
Serenity.
Yay, thank you
Serenity
so much
now!
for having me.
More Flash right after this. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. It's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on most video-on-demand platforms is the action thriller Cold Meat. It stars Nina Bergman.
Here you go. My mother told me that humans are capable of the best and the worst.
I am not done talking!
She was wrong. Some are only capable of the worst. The natives have a legend about those people. A legend as old as the mountains of this region. They say that in time of famine, an evil spirit comes out of the woods to possess those who had cannibalized the flesh of their peers.
In the film, a man passing through the Colorado Rockies saves a waitress from her violent ex-husband. But when he hits the icy road again, he crashes into a ravine and soon realizes the blizzard is the least of his worries.
Was it a claustrophobic kind of shoot?
Oh, beyond claustrophobic. But how wonderful to use that. You know what I mean? I'm traumatized from growing up with 3 older brothers, and they would, do things where I remember they'd put me in a suitcase and then they would swing me around and, open the suitcase and I'll be, they would do, that's what older brothers do when they have a little annoying sister like me.
Cold Meat is an unexpected thriller with some solid twists and turns as the story progresses. Despite a few pacing issues, the film is well worth your time to see. Again, Cold Meat is streaming on most video-on-demand platforms and gets a B. It's not rated. Also online is the modern western, The Stolen Valley.
The only way out is to go out guns blazing, you understand? I don't want to shoot them. Well, they don't exactly share your morals. You just can't shoot everyone. You want to go get this money or not?
I'm sorry, Lupe. But this is the only way to save her.
To save her dying mother, Lupe, a Mexican Navajo mechanic, bands together with an outlaw cowgirl. Together, they must travel across the desert, outrun criminals, and confront a corrupt landowner. I chatted with the film stars Brisa Cornubis and Ali Sutton Heathcote.
They're going to get some incredible views of what sisterhood can look like, and I really hope, I know this because this is how I felt, but I'm going to just wish it for everyone. There's going to be a lot of people who have never seen themselves represented in a film, and for the first time, they're going to see themselves, hear themselves.
And so I think it'll be exciting for women. I think it'll be really, like you said, Julian Joyner and Wexley were our incredible stunt performers and helped and stunt coordinated, and we just got to do amazing things I don't think that really women have gotten to do in film, and especially not in this genre.
The Stolen Valley is a well-written and acted modern western offering up a deep and intriguing storyline. Do yourself a favor and check this one out. Again, it's streaming on most video-on-demand platforms and gets an A. It's rated PG-13. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Welcome to this week's Daily Digits. Your first one is 93%. I never had this problem when I went to my interviews at 16 or a year later at Finish Line, but 93% of Gen Zers didn't show up for their interviews. Then after that, 87% of them didn't even show up for their first day of work. Well, what's the reason? Many of them, according to an Indeed survey, say, "I feel in charge of my career." Many of the big box stores say this is why they're falling apart and why many of your malls will be going away, because they can't find anybody between 16 and 21 to fill those spots. Now, your next number today is 1 million. Super genius and space nerd Elon Musk has a game plan to send 1 million people to Mars starting in 2029. The world's richest man says, "We are mapping out a game plan to get 1 million people to Mars. Civilizations only passes the single planet great filter when Mars can survive, even if Earth supply ships stop coming." That's Elon Musk speak, so whatever, it makes sense in his world, which he said on his platform X. Look, and I hope when we get there, we're greeted by this. "Hey, Willie, you won't believe the cat tacos up here." Ha! I mean, Mitch, 1 million people to Mars by 2029 are starting that. That's a little ambitious, even for old Elon there.
Here's what I think is very, very ambitious. 2 impersonations in 1 Daily Digits. I mean, that's like, and Alf and Elon Musk, who actually don't sound too far off from each other.
They don't, and you know what? I kind of trust Alf a little more. I'm not for his eating cat stance, because, cat owner, but I trust Alf a little more. They're both aliens.
At least Alf will keep whatever social media thing he buys, keep the same name, by all means.
Yep.
On that. All right, thank you there, Matt. Of course, if you want to check out anything you've seen here on the show, why don't you just join us on our website? It's dailyflashshow.com. There you can find not only these interviews, but also information and links. That's dailyflashshow.com. Check it out. We got more Daily Flash right around the corner. Stick around.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment on this 29th of February. It is a leap year.
Yeah, I never understood it, and I was like, all right, extra day. I get the concept behind it, but it seems like we could figure something out.
Okay, if you did not know this, the thing to know is that leap year exists in large part to keep the months in sync with annual events, because according to NASA and the experts, there is not really 365 days a year.
That part I knew, right?
So the trip takes about 6 hours longer, according to NASA. So what's interesting, what would happen without a leap day?
Okay.
Get this, eventually nothing good in terms of when major events fall. Without leap years, after a few hundred years, we would have summer in November. We would have Christmas in summer. There would be no snow. There would be no feeling of Christmas. Isn't that interesting?
How many years? Like in
100 years.
In 100 years,
yes.
it would change that much.
Yeah, and this all started back kind of in ancient civilization during the Roman Empire years, and under Julius Caesar, they had sort of a version of it. But what's also interesting is they never have a leap year on an even like a 100 year, because that ends up messing with the math. The only time they had a leap year with a 100 or a 000 at the end was in 2000, just to kind of keep the calendar in sync with events.
Well, and that year was crazy. Remember, that was the end of the world.
Yes.
Milk jugs were supposed to explode and everything and all that. I don't know anybody, but somebody to have a birthday today would be really cool.
Yes, and they were also saying it's tough because not a lot of the programs include February 29th as a birthday. So if you go in and fill in those forms online, or you go to the DMV, or you go to the hospital, sometimes they don't accept a 2/29 as a birth date. They reject it, so you either have to be born on the 28th or the 1st.
I would feel sorry for a left-handed person born on this day. Like, life is just all against you. So you guys are our survivors.
Do you know what someone who's born on leap?
Is their name?
Yeah, leapling.
Leapling.
You are a leapling if you're born on the 29th of February.
Oh my God, I learned something today.
There you
Leapling.
go. Well, get this, shocking allegations involving a reverend who's been accused of hustling drugs at a church. Police say 63-year-old Herbert Irving was selling crystal meth to patrons at his Connecticut church. Some of his clients referred to it as the speed, the ice, the dunk, or the no-dose, or the white cross. I mean, talk about a happy Last Supper, right? According to the report, undercover cops collared his worship, hustling the stuff from a car, and the car had no registration, no insurance. He was jailed and released on a $10,000 bond.
It's sad because, a lot of times people, the last thing that they have when they want to recover is their religion, and then they go there. But then to see if he's giving it to his patrons as well, it's sad that happens. But
I love to watch the On Patrol live, right? And they
follow cops around.
They follow cops around, 7, 8 different precincts. Anyway, one of the number one things they pull people over for are expired tags or bad registration. And then once they pull you over, 9 times out of 10, they find more stuff, or maybe a warrant out for your arrest, or who knows what. But that'll get you into trouble more often than not.
I guess you got too much to worry about to pay that fee. You're making a lot of money, but all you got to do is get that little sticker on your car, and you probably can get away with it. Here we are giving tips. Just remember, your local drug dealers, get your car renewed every year.
When you go out to get your sacrament, you're like, this tastes like crack. This doesn't taste like...
Why do I feel like I could clean 10 houses by the time I leave church on Sunday?
Doing the kneeling thing really fast, so keep that in mind. All right, and the latest kerfuffle over U.S. tipflation. There was a content creator. Her name was Justice. She revealed that she did not give a tip to her hairstylist after getting her locks braided. Check this out.
For reference, this was $350 to get done. These are small, knotless, and this is a French curl braid. That averages out, took her 7.5 hours, $46 an hour, minus the cost of hair, so we'll just round it down to $40 an hour. She didn't have to commute. She's not paying any extra overhead because she works from home. I think that's a really good price. How many people are making $40 an hour?
Okay, she's not still wearing that little thing that goes around when you get your hair done. Didn't that what it looked like? I thought that's what it was. She argued that, forking over $350 for 7-hour service was already enough. A tip didn't need to happen. I just wholeheartedly disagree with her.
Yeah, especially if your hair appointment takes 7 hours.
All day.
I mean, that's a big chunk of time and
for that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all that person's going to make that day, more than likely. More flash, more fun. Welcome back. It's time for some air, land, and sea. It's time for a little bit of flash travel. Boy, it is a beautiful thing this time of year, am I right? The fact that it's beautiful time of the year makes it even better. You're probably putting together your spring or maybe your spring break travel plans, and today we're going to talk about some of the things that's going to make your spring travel go as smoothly as the warmer weather sets in. Or at least you hope the warmer weather is going to be there when you get there. It's sometimes a little tricky as to what you're going to bring during spring travel, so you might want to overdo it when it comes to packing, right? Check this out. A set of packing cubes will actually help you roll your luggage around. Most of these come as sets with 4 to 6 bags for items like tops, bottoms, underwear, shoes, even toiletries, and they're made with a transparent mesh to help you see your belongings without unzipping anything or tearing through your luggage. You can get them for less than $15 as well. All right. You might be getting a lot of your stuff into the luggage, so much so that your bag might actually become overweight. Then you got to pay extra. Well, a digital luggage scale and weigh luggage up to about 110 pounds. And it's perfect for anyone who's never thought of using anything else other than the airport scale, or anyone who actually has been kind of eyeballing it this whole time. This costs about $15, so well worth the investment. A buckled luggage strap can actually hook onto your suitcase to carry your purse, a laptop bag, a jacket, or more. Take your time making it your way to the boarding gate without worrying about leaving anything behind. They're only going to cost you about $10. Well worth it. All right, this one might seem a little overkill, but when you realize about how many devices you need to charge up, you're going to thank me. Check out this 6-port USB charger to allow you to plug in several devices at once. Also minimize the amount of charging blocks you would throw in your suitcase. I'm almost positive you're going to end up losing one or two before the trip's over. This is going to cost you about $30, but remember, you can still use this around your house. Just got to take it with you on your trip. All right, next up, be safe, even in your hotel room. These things are becoming more and more popular. It is a portable door lock. It helps you feel a little safe when you're at your home away from home. Only takes a few seconds to install without tools, and it's also very easy to remove when you're ready to start to get out to explore the city. Making the most out of any trip is very important, but ensuring your safety is the highest priority. Finally, AirTags. They're about $25 a piece. Yeah, Apple has theirs, but there are others that you can get, such as Tile. A pack of 4 Apple AirTags is going to cost you about $85. But remember, you're going to know where your wallet is, your luggage, your sunglass case, whatever, is always located at. I put one in my toiletry bag because it goes in my luggage, and for some reason, I always seem to forget my bag in the bathroom when I take a shower, so it'll remind me to do that. These are some great things and essentials that you can take. All right, what's a flash travel without a travel hack, right? Looking to do an Airbnb? Here's one Instagrammer that has a great hack that's going to save you some cash.
One of the best travel hacks to get cheap stays when you're traveling, which is a little bit risky but has big rewards, is that you don't book your Airbnb until the last minute, and then maybe a day or 2 days in advance you find Airbnbs in the area that you want to go to and message the owner asking them for a negotiated rate, because no one was anyway booking the Airbnb in the next one day, and if you're willing to take it, they might give you a much better cost. This works for me at least 90% of the times. Let me show you the Airbnb I've just booked at 60% of the cost in Finland. So I've literally paid 6,500 rupees for a 2-bedroom apartment in Finland with a garden and a freaking sauna which is inside the house. This is insane. You would otherwise pay 20 euros for a sauna.
All right, now remember, she says it almost works every time, so be sure you're flexible when you can use that hack, all right? All right, what about your hacks? Do you have any? Well, check this out. We want to hear from you. Why not join us by commenting on our Facebook page? Just look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. An even faster way is just to go to flashtraveltv.com, and it'll take you directly there. That does it for Flash Travel. We got more Daily Flash coming up right around the corner. Don't you go anywhere. We love having you around for the ride. You're watching Daily Flash. That's your Flash Travel. Air, land, and sea. Spelled S-E-E. It's a play on words. Get it?
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. You know, a heart-healthy diet just got a little easier. Here's how you can actually incorporate lean beef for a flavorful, heart-conscious option at mealtime.
Prioritize heart health in a delicious way. New research is revealing that lean beef can be eaten 4 or more times a week. Here's registered dietitian Dr. Shailene McNeil.
You don't have to give up tasty foods like lean beef as part of a heart-healthy diet. Research studies show that including lean beef in a balanced diet can actually help you maintain healthy cholesterol levels. A tip, look for the words round or loin in the name of the beef cut.
More than 36 cuts of beef meet government guidelines for lean, proving that the options are unlimited to find a meal that's delicious and heart-healthy.
There's a lot of ways to enjoy lean beef as part of a heart-healthy diet. Here's a few of my favorites. Spicy Korean beef cucumber appetizer, a great starter, a beef confetti taco salad, protein packed, and a sun-dried tomato beef tri-tip with peppers and sweet potatoes.
For more recipes that are Heart Check certified by the American Heart Association and research information, visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Ahead of the new season of Bravo's Summer House, reality TV personality and entrepreneur Lindsay Hubbard is here to offer her fresh take on dealing with the stress of tax season.
It is no secret that tax season can be super stressful. People get frustrated, people get activated, and in fact, a new survey shows that 1 in 5 people are so frustrated with their taxes that they want to throw their phones, which is why I've partnered with Straight Talk Wireless for an exclusive tax season offer where customers can get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 when they sign up for the Straight Talk Silver Unlimited plan. So my biggest tip for tax season is to file early. Gather all your materials and make sure to file as soon as possible. Obviously, the closer you wait till the deadline, the more anxiety you're gonna have. So definitely get those taxes filed as early as possible. Summer House, here we are, season 8, and you know, I think it's a really fun season. You're gonna have a lot of fun with us, and we have epic themed parties. We have 2 new guys that will bring a fresh energy to the house, but this was one of the most fun seasons to film in a while. Maybe the ending will be a little rough on me, but for the most part, I think that fans will have a really good time with this season. Okay, for more on my tax tips, go to straighttalk.com.
All right, here to talk and discuss why a cruise just might be what you're looking for is travel expert and editor-in-chief of Cruise Critic, Colleen McDaniel.
It's the season of love and friendship, and there's no better way to reconnect with your loved ones than with a bucket list trip. Cruising provides the ability to visit multiple destinations in one vacation and only unpack once. Companies like Norwegian Cruise Line offer unmatched variety and value with an array of accommodations, world-class entertainment, exquisite dining, and much more. For your next vacation getaway, embark on one of NCL's fantastic European itineraries, sailing from Barcelona, Rome, Lisbon, and other top cities. Or, if island hopping is at the top of your list, Norwegian is the only cruise line to offer 7-day inter-island Hawaii voyages from Honolulu all year round, featuring nearly 100 hours of port time to explore 4 islands. For a limited time, Norwegian Cruise Line is offering 50% off all cruises, plus their free at sea offer, where guests can enjoy free perks including unlimited open bar, free specialty dining, and more. For more information, visit ncl.com.
Next up, a reason to celebrate for a huge group that focuses on heart health. Here's more.
The largest volunteer organization dedicated to fighting heart disease is celebrating 100 years of life-saving work.
Since the American Heart Association's inception, death rates from cardiovascular diseases have declined by half. There are many facets to heart disease, and everyone can be at risk. That's why our 2024 goal is to improve cardiovascular health for all, including identifying and removing barriers to healthcare access and quality.
Learn more at heart.org.
The annual Kitchen and Bath Industry Show, generally referred to as KBIS, is actually the largest kitchen and bath expo in North America. It's celebrating the 60th anniversary of the show this year. We have home design industry expert Kelly Edwards direct from the LG booth at KBIS with the hottest new trends and items at this year's show.
I am here at the Kitchen and Bath Show in Las Vegas with LG, where they are showcasing some of their latest and best innovations. Let me show you some of my favorites. If you're like me and you don't own an iron, you're actually gonna love this product. Now, this is called the LG Styler. What this is it's a steam closet. Now, they took their previous model, but they added a handheld high-pressure steamer to it right down here in this little pocket. Another product that I'm absolutely loving is this My Color InstaView refrigerator. Now, this is a 4-door standard depth maximum capacity refrigerator, but it comes with some super cool features. Like you could tap this glass twice and actually see what's inside. And the LED lights, they change to 5 different colors to match any kitchen style. If you want to save time and money, this is where it's at. Now, this LG dishwasher, and Consumer Reports rated it the best dishwasher under $500. Now, if you want elevated design, LG has you covered with their LG Studio line, which are absolutely gorgeous. But the fun part is that you can customize your finishes, like your knobs or your handles, to match your kitchen. Now, everybody loves a good combo, and this is one of my favorites. Now, this is an LG washer dryer combo that actually washes and dries in less than 2 hours, and because of their heat pump technology, it's 60% more efficient than a standard LG washer dryer. LG continues to invest in sustainable home solutions with electrification. Now, what they do is they harness the power of solar energy. They put it into a storage system similar to this box here, and from there you could actually power your appliances at home or even your EV charging station.
You know, I've been to Cabus before, and I know you just remodeled your house.
Oh yeah.
This is the kind when you if you're nearby, if you hear about it, when you think about things that go into your home, you're like, I can get a kitchen, I mean, a fridge and stove or whatever. But when you see what's actually out there, it changes everything, and it's a great show to check out.
It's fun. It's like a theme park for designers, and it's a great way to get inspiration. And maybe you can't afford the super high end stuff, but you can at least get some great ideas that might translate into your house.
That's an idea generator, and it turns into something less expensive and even better, possibly. Hey, we got more Flash coming up right around the corner. Don't you go anywhere. And by the way, you can always check out our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Dermatologist Dr. Marissa Garshik joins us with the scoop on the best beauty buys for winter skin, hair, and more. Hi, Dr. Garshik.
Thanks so much for having me. Well, Neutrogena, of course, is an iconic skincare brand, and they have a new Hydro Boost water gel refillable jar and refill pod. It's the brand's first refillable jar and pod designed with sustainability and skin hydration in mind. It delivers 6 times more hydration versus untreated skin in a lightweight water-like gel formulated with a signature fragrance. The moisturizer instantly quenches dry skin with a powerful boost of hydration, clinically proven to last for 48 hours. And the water gel refill pod uses 89% less plastic compared to their refillable jar, and the moisturizer is ideal for normal, oily, combination, and acne-prone skin too. It's just a great innovation for Hydro Boost fans who find themselves needing to restock their Hydro Boost water gel regularly. When the first starter kit jar runs empty, you just twist and remove the empty pod and replace it with a refill. You can get these exclusively in-store and online at Ulta Beauty. Now, you should never forget about the hair on your head, especially when these cold winter days can cause our hair to feel dry and lifeless. But what's worse is when products leave it feeling heavy and weighed down. This is new herbal essences with pure plants of aloe and camellia flower oil. There are 11 collections that feature a blend of certified pure aloe and camellia oil for lightweight, deeply nourished hair for all hair types and needs. These are cruelty and paraben-free, and many collections are also sulfate-free. Plus, new bottles of herbal are now made with 25% less plastic versus Herbal Essence's Smooth Rose Hips 400 milliliters. And for curly hair, the new apricot oil is amazing. For color-treated hair, pure grapeseed helps give you up to 4 more weeks of vibrant color versus non-color shampoo. Plus, there's frizz fighting, daily moisture, volume, repair, and more. New Herbal Essences is available now at all mass market retailers nationwide for just $9.99.
My wife is all about the skin. When she goes out, she's the one that the hat that's like this big and the long sleeve shirts, and she's like.
And the zinc oxide
yes,
on the
the zinc
nose.
oxide, everything, and then has to come home and listen. But she has beautiful skin.
She
so
looks
there you go.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes. Timeless.
Well, we appreciate you spending your time with us.
Yeah, for more information on today's show or any of the stories we mentioned here, be sure to visit dailyflashshow.com.
Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you.